Hi, and welcome to No Invierta en Bolsa, especule.com. My name is Eduardo, and today we'll be talking about Forex and Forex-related terms in English. The foreign exchange market, or Forex, FX, or even currency market, is a global, decentralized market for the trading of currencies. The main participants in this market are the larger international banks. Financial centers around the world function as anchors of trading between a wide range of different types of buyers and sellers around the clock, with the exception of weekends. The foreign exchange market is the most liquid financial market in the world. The main trading centers are New York and London, though Tokyo, Hong Kong, and Singapore are all important centers as well. Currencies are traded against one another in pairs. Each currency pair thus constitutes an individual trading product and is traditionally noted as XXX, YYY, or XXX/YYY, where XXX and YYY are the ISO 4217 international three-letter code of the currencies involved. The first currency is the base currency that is quoted relative to the second currency, called the counter currency or the quote currency. For instance, the quotation Euro USD 1.5465 is the price of the euro expressed in US dollars, meaning 1 euro equals $1.5465. More traded currencies are the USD, the euro, the Japanese yen, the British pound, the Australian dollar, the Swiss franc, and the Canadian dollar. The US currency is involved in 87% of all transactions, followed by the euro at 33% and the yen at 23%. A spot transaction is a 2-day delivery transaction, except in the case of trades between the US dollar, the Canadian dollar, the Turkish lira, the euro, and the Russian ruble, which settles the next business day. As opposed to the futures contracts, which are usually 3 months, this trade represents a direct exchange between two currencies, has the shortest time frame, involves cash rather than a contract, and interest is not included in the agreed upon transaction. On the spot market, the most heavily traded bilateral currency pairs are the Euro USD, the USD Japanese yen, the British pound USD, which is also called the cable. One way to deal with the foreign exchange risk is to engage in a forward transaction. In this transaction, money does not actually change hands until some agreed upon future date. A buyer and seller agree an exchange rate for any date in the future, and the transaction occurs on that date, regardless of what the market rates are then. The duration of the trade can be 1 day, a few days, months, or even years. Usually, the date is decided by both parties. Then the forward contract is negotiated and agreed upon by both parties. The most common type of forward transaction is the foreign exchange swap. In a swap, two parties exchange currencies for a certain length of time and agree to reverse the transaction at a later date. These are not standardized contracts and are not traded through an exchange. A deposit is often required in order to hold the position open until the transaction is completed. Futures are standardized forward contracts and are usually traded on an exchange created for this purpose. The average contract length is roughly 3 months. Futures contracts are usually inclusive of any interest amounts. Currency futures contracts are contracts specifying a standard volume of a particular currency to be exchanged on a specific settlement date. Thus, the currency futures contracts are similar to forward contracts in terms of their obligation, but differ from forward contracts in the way they are traded. They are commonly used by MNCs to hedge their currency positions. In addition, they are traded by speculators who hope to capitalize on their expectations of exchange rate movements. A foreign exchange option, commonly shortened to just FX option, is a derivative where the owner has the right but not the obligation to exchange money denominated in one currency into another currency at the pre-agreed exchange rate on a specified date. The options market is the deepest, largest, and most liquid market for any options of any kind anywhere in the world. Currency carry trades refers to the act of borrowing one currency that has a low interest rate in order to purchase another with a higher interest rate. A large difference in rates can be highly profitable for the trader, especially if high leverage is used. However, with all leveraged instruments, this is a double-edged sword. A large exchange rate fluctuation can suddenly swing trades into huge losses. Now you have several new terms related to Forex, so go out and use them in your conversations. And if you'd like to learn more financial terms in English, please visit our website and our YouTube channel.